So another part of the Jewish history of this town is in fact the Pioneer Tower behind me. That was funded by the Sussman brothers. They were amongst the first Jewish people to come to this country back in the 1890s. And once Livingston town was built in 1905, they were amongst the first inhabitants. And 50 years later, as part of the celebration of their lives in this country, they funded the building of the clock tower. And of course it has a wonderful view over the falls, which we can see in front of us here, all the way down there. So it's part of the celebration, and 100 years later the Sussman brothers came back, and the Lutunga came from Barotseland to come and meet them. That is the prominence that this particular family had in this country, and of course in South Africa, because they left here, Livingston, to go to South Africa, where they set up in South Africa the company called Woolworths. So to this day the Jewish people have a strong influence not only in this country but in the sub-region. This is Nicky Iljon's shop. The Iljon family, of which there were various members of it, were one of the first inhabitants of the new town of Livingston, and this shop became one for selling bicycles and model aeroplanes. Now Nicky Iljon himself was the one who sadly closed down the synagogue when the last child had gone through there back in 1972. They then left here to go abroad after that. Behind me you can see there's a shop with pharmacy written on it. This used to be Sossi's Garage. This was a man called Harry Sossen who married into the Sussman family, and he had the leadership of the Chevrolets back in the Northern Rhodesian days. And also, I'm pointing out over here, this tree is exactly where King George VI of Great Britain stood in 1947 in his visit to this country. Behind me is the Capitol Theatre, which today is the oldest cinema and theatre left in Zambia, and it was owned originally by the Grill family, and a young man married into their family, and his name was Harry Sossen, who we've talked about earlier. And this is where famous people in the world like Alfred Hitchcock and Danny Kaye came through to see films here. It was built in 1931, and beyond it is the yellow building, Stanley House, which is where they sold the finery to the local girls. That was dresses and all the rest of it as well. And then further down the road is a very famous intersection. This was the main intersection in town, and everybody in town knew it as Fix, Flax and Orfox Corner, after the three traders who were there. There was Sam Fix, who ran a wonderful dressmaking company. Old man Flax ran the haberdashery, like a hardware store, and beyond it was the Orfox family, and they traded in everything else. And the humor at the time was that these three business folk made all their money during the day and ran it across the bank, which is on the fourth corner. And if you look down the end, there's actually a lovely white building over there, which used to be Barclays before it moved across the road. The three shops behind me were owned by a gentleman called Elias Kapelowitz. Elias came from Latvia just before the First World War and traded with the local people further upstream. He used to paddle with his workers 40 miles upstream to all the wonderful work they'd been doing for the communities, not just the Jewish communities, out here in the then Northern Rhodesia. And I think that's a great rubber stamping of the kinds of people we had coming over here in the early years. When the town of Livingston was built in 1905, provision was actually made for a synagogue to be built, and originally the site was where the St. Andrew's Anglican Church is today. But eventually in 1928 this site was taken over and the first synagogue in this country was built. The stone was unveiled by Eli Sussman, who later on left to go down to South Africa. But this is where they had a hall where they could all get together on the Sabbath and speak Hebrew and pass on all their traditions. The middle building was where the rabbi lived, and of course this here was the synagogue. And Here we are at the Jewish cemetery, a place of great sanctity for the Jewish people. The first grave in Livingston town back in 1905 was in fact grave number 1 at the far end, Mr. Gelman, Abraham Gelman. This particular cemetery is now closed as the last Jewish person left the town. It was then closed up. But our traveling rabbi, Moshe Silverhaupt, came through, and with his work and guidance we've been able to get it to this wonderful level where people come through and visit the graves. It's custom in the Jewish tradition to put a stone on the grave as you go past. It's like saying, I've been here and I've left a message. And you can see the wonderful plaque we've had installed here, which just gives you an outline of the Jewish involvement in the area. We're now at what became the heart of the Sussman Empire. That is the Mulabezi railway line. They were trading in cattle and in timber by this stage. And so what we have here is a 2-in-1. This is the first railway museum in the country and the first Jewish museum in one.
The Jewish Museum opened its doors to the general public in September 2013, just to narrate the history of the Jews, those who settled in Zambia. They came a long time ago, in the early 1920s, most of them. They came through Zimbabwe from Victoria Falls. By 1905, coming up with the opening of the railway line, which gave them an opportunity to start trading along the railway line up to Congo. So some of them from Livingstone, they went to settle in Lusaka and Ikabwe in the Copper Belt. Lusaka and Ikabwe, then in the Copper Belt up to Congo here. So these are the areas where the Jewish communities were able to settle. Why in the Copper Belt? There were already mushrooming industries that were able to give them business, like the opening of the mines there. They were also trying to bring some multi-industries along the line of rail, which gave them business. Now, the coming up of setting this museum here is just to appreciate their contributions in terms of the local, their contributions to the local community, their contributions in terms of economic, social, and political. So the history covers the entire Zambia. Otherwise, it opened its doors in 2013 in September. So as we enter inside the Jewish Museum, we will be able to follow their chronological history. This was the first Jewish wedding which was conducted here in Livingston by the Anne Green family and the Harry Sussmans in 1910. The first Jewish wedding in northern Rhodesia by then. Yes, otherwise all these activities, they are narrating the history of Livingston for the Jews that were settling here. You can see these were one of the early shops, which was for the Grill General Outfitters in Livingston around 1910. You can even see. Unfortunately, these buildings are no longer in existence, but as for this one and that Capital Theatre, this one, when you go right to the center of Livingston town, you are able to see the building. So, in short, it's just narrating the history of Livingston. What did they come to do? For how long? That's the history for the Livingstonians.
Titambiangula wa mulwa kawa musawa tamba kufama ya mbuta sikutambaloka na singwa kumutondo na silengwa ndati wambele nyachi wambele ngombe munuka sawa mwambeli na vanaka kwanganyina mumuleya mukati wa kukwala kokatwese kumwambela tineki mwiye twende Taliamba ina ngumela ndo iyo wayo wawesanela ndwa mbungwanye tena lichilera manyelele aruina lichilera omukungatanga ndwa maya Wilu yotangeta nyomusila kwala nga mungambayi mwana mukamba noyenyi tokunyendela twilu nyendela mukungumba sita mwana lyambayi wakuti mwana bali mwana mukowe wese kumwala kumiona mbwe umufele tinyeke inyunyumani veulu itako utete tokuwaulwa kwaona lyondo vilo nasile mandumba iwa nitundu vile njini ngasino mene timeka munu wilu kisiwa na mbonwa na vanaka kwangaita ena nyina kumuva kutongoka kumuyumena kutongoka wilu munu anungu mwelo mukukandela Wiye twende kakwisesi kana mbwela konji ngoma na lumino boyi wakulitili ngoma watifulana tinaende mwenduko omukulo ipuwa kutombwela dineki tangwe
Thank you so much for joining us on Parliament Television and Parliament Radio. Your favorite program is back, and we're talking about MP's Diary. This is a program that looks at various constituencies that are dotted across the country. We've been on the Copper Belt, we've been to Eastern Province, and we're still in the capital city, Lusaka. And today, we visit a very strategic constituency. It is one of the biggest constituencies in Lusaka in terms of population. And we're talking about Kanyama constituency. My guest on the program is the area member of parliament for that constituency, and this is Mr. Monty Chinkudi. My sign language interpreter for today is Chola Kauma. My name is Paul Sentindovi. Honorable, thank you so much for joining us on Parliament Television and Parliament Radio, talking about MP's Diary. How is Kanyama constituency?
Well, thank you so much to have been given an opportunity to sit here and look at my constituency in Kanyama. Otherwise, Kanyama, I'll call it, is fine with, of course, with what everyone knows. Each time it rains, I rarely sleep. And each time I see the clouds up there, it's just something that bothers me a lot. Otherwise, generally, it is okay and we're on course.
How would you describe the 1 year you've been in office as Kanyama area member of parliament? How's been the experience?
Thank you so much. This 1 year that has passed, I think it came with challenges in the sense that, we're just, picking the mantle and trying to sail through to see how best we are going to, help the people of Kanyama. But I think so far, so good.
You're called Kanyama 1. Maybe just shed more light. What does that mean? How did that name come about?
Well, thank you so much. It's a nickname that I was given by the people of Kanyama, those that I campaigned with. I just kept on hearing them, addressing me as Kanyama 1, Kanyama 1, Kanyama 1. Then I took it that, well, I think these are some of the names that people give those that, if you look at His Excellency the President, Mr. Kaindi Chilema, would address him as P1, P1. So I took it as it's a culture in a political atmosphere.
You were comfortable working for the Zambia Revenue Authority. You later left and joined First Quantum. A very good job. What really motivated you to venture into politics?
Thank you so much. I think emotions came to play. I've been complaining that things in the country are not going on well. Then I thought of complaining from the terraces. Then I said, well, does it help? It's not helping. I think let me just go inside there and see. Maybe I can save a life or two. That's what motivated me to be.
Have you ever at some point felt like giving up? Or the mentor that you got from your predecessor, Honorable Elizabeth Phiri, too heavy for you to carry?
Well, actually, I thought I was doing her a service, because looking at what was happening and looking at the slow pace at which things were running at, and looking at just the environment itself and the people that are there, that place is inflated with youngsters and boys in particular. It requires a man to handle boys of such nature. And having grown up in the ghetto, I think I felt I understood them very well, and I put myself to be a person who should mentor them into the right direction, because I'm from there. I've been there before, and I don't think it would be difficult for me to mentor those people who are already there. I know they say experience is the best teacher, so I feel I'm the right person to help the youth. I'm not saying my predecessor was a bad person, no. And this is the more reason why I've never at any moment, you can check through the media, that I castigated her or I made mention of her name. No, I would not do that. Actually, it would be foolish of me to do that. The only thing that I was just focused into getting the seat, and without hitting people here and there.
Your constituency comprises of 6 wards, and a total number of 8 members of parliament have served the people of Kanyama. We've just talked about the former area member of parliament, who was also cabinet minister, Honorable Elizabeth Phiri. And we had the likes of Fleetfoot Chirwa. We also had Mr. Alfeo Hambai, Mr. Donald Chilufya, yeah, and also had Nakatindi, who served the people of Kanyama constituency, and also had Mr. Harry Mutonga,
yes.
Colonel Jerry Chand also served the people of Kanyama. How different are you from these people, and what lessons have you learned from these great sons and daughters of Zambia?
Thank you so much. As much as I would not want to compare myself to those other leaders, as humans, we are only comparable to the status of who we are, where we are. So I would not want to delve much into comparison, but the bottom line is, if you look at Kanyama, for me, there's literally nothing that has been done for the past 50, 55, 58 years. It's just the innovation of the people that are in Kanyama that have tried by all means to find a life here and there. Otherwise, to talk about something tangible that probably one would point at, say this is what has happened, I think I would not.
But we did see some infrastructures. There's a very huge police station in Kanyama. Police officers have got accommodation, proper accommodation, as compared to those makeshift arrangement that they were staying in. So if you say that there's nothing that have been done for the past 58 years, what do you mean?
Thank you so much. when you come into governance and we look at economic development, those should be, help the people, help people uplift their living standards. Such infrastructure, it's obvious the government is there, needs to have such. Where there are people, definitely. It's not something negotiable, and people should not even start propagating that, no, we need this, we need this. That should be the work of the government. So when I talk about nothing much that has been that has happened, I'm looking at the social development, where we want economic activities among the people so that they are able to fend for themselves, they are able to save something, at least, not hand to mouth.
So when are they going to start seeing those? Because we've been in office for 1 year.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's a very good question. I would love first to thank the government in place, His Excellency the President, Mr. Kainde Ichirema, who has actually shown us the way. He has given us the CDF, which was previously it used to be 1.6. This time around is 25. And for me, that is the start of all the plans that I have for Kanyama. I would want to make sure that people are able to fend for themselves. I'd want to ensure that people are able to buy a Panadol. They are able to buy a drink. Parents are able, as they come back from wherever they had gone, they are able to meet their children with maybe a sweet, a crisp, and this is how we've been growing. Each time you see a parent coming, you'd run, not because you've missed him, you are in anticipation, you're expecting something to come from that parent, and this is what I want to see. I want people to be independent. I want people that each time there's there are political issues, someone wants to lie to them, no, I'm going to do this. I want them to have a free mind to either say yes or no.
All right, Honorable. We did tour your constituency, and we did see quite a number of issues surrounding Kanyama constituency. And we caught up with a group of people and shared with us on the issue to do with drainages. It's a huge problem in your constituency. I'm sure your area, if not 90%, it's a rocky area, and it's quite difficult to have free flow of the water because of the poor drainage system that is in your constituency. And this leads to floods in Kanyama. And the other challenge was the issue to do with garbages. Let's get to Kanyama and hear from the people of Kanyama what they wanted us to deliver to the area member of parliament.
uyu mfolo ngati wazula timankhala na problem kuno manzi amangena mu mashopu monse ngati wazula mfolo nthawi ya mvula, so tenzeganiza ati maybe ma MP ngabwere tabaonesa problem amene tili nayo kuno. Manzi amangena mfolo then kuli isuwa yamene choka ku city market kuja ibwela, so itira ni ama ichiteni, so ibwela sangana na manzi haya, so then manzi anunka maningi, then it's very harmful please.
Madrenji siadi mushi elo futi road na eve ipeze kanjebele mapotos yanapaka then isipatela konzero kuti konzerako futi elo futi nave wana kumba hivi pamene pamasowa ipeze kamvula inaboya rokako ku bambo dirikira manje so nde ma challenges enji futi ba MP na manje amakanyama nikaboba ona posini baziwa no waziwa.
As you can see, the drainage is just deplorable. When the rain comes, we experience too much floods. Even in the compound, you find that people, they are failing even to pass. So I would like the government, specifically our area MP, to look after this, because this project is very, very important.
Ena nima pezekala ku garden. Then ndimasenze pempano panja Shishi Road pa junction panima kuisa timataya. Zimene ningakambe zimene MP angafunike kuchita nikufuna road ili chabe musha. But now mvula ngati yalokwa because yauti parieti ma drainage. Ipeza pama fulada maningi kwanza hapa pama ngala manzi. Maji sedi vaende wama bwera then no bwerera futi. So wama launda chabe. Even drainage ikuri kulumba che road. Ngati mvula chabe yalokwa nichi wama fulada kungena ku mashops ya bantu. So no first problem ni ya manzi like kuna ku side part.
Honorable, those are your people, the people that gave you the mandate that you enjoy today to serve them. The issue to do with drainages, I think it's a perennial problem. What plans do you have to make sure that that is sorted out? And the road that connects from Total Filling Station into Superior Milling, that's from Kalushabwada Road now, yes. Los Angeles, formerly Los Angeles, into the road that goes to Garden House.
Thank you so much. When I look at that, it's something that touches my heart, actually. It's something that we should not, trivialize. It's a matter of life or death. Because, when water sits in one place for a very long time, I've liked the way the gentleman has put it, where he says, the fume that comes from there is so pathetic, actually. Just when I came into office, I think there was a program that was, being carried on to work on the drainage. There's only one major drainage from Soweto Market up into Kanyama West there. They started, National Service started working on it, but we went, myself, the Vice President and the Provincial Minister, to look at what was happening. But what saddened me was that 3 days thereafter, everything stalled. And that's what prompted me to bring the matter into Parliament. Was I tried to go to these various offices, there was nothing that was happening. And I was prompted to ask the Vice President as to why it stalled. Fortunately, I was given an answer that right now I'm seeing things happening.
So where are we now?
I would not want to go much into detail. That contract was given to the Zambia National Service. Right now, as we're speaking, I don't know how you missed them. They are busy trying to unblock the drainages from inside leading into the main drainage along Kalushabwada Road. So though there is a bit of technicalities that occurred where they are not all that visible, but after I made a follow-up the other day and yesterday, I was told the matter was resolved. The National Services just needed some authority of some kind of whatever they had requested.
Some people are saying you're not seen. They don't know you in the constituency. Could that be true?
It's very common, actually. It's very common.
That you're not known?
People will tell you that. There are so many aspects that will lead to such comments.
Some people are saying you come with Yango, you can't go with your official vehicle at the office because you're afraid of the people.
I've never jumped on Yango, and every weekend, every Saturday, I'm in the office, and I have on my blog told the people that if you want to meet me, come to the office on such days. You'll find me. I even told them that don't make, and in fact, I'm even challenging them, don't make an appointment with me. Just come on a Saturday, you'll find me.
All right, this is an interactive TV and radio program where you, our viewers, more especially the people that are affected in that particular constituency. We're talking about Kanyama constituency. You can interact with us, and already we do have somebody on the line who would want to interact with the area member of parliament. You're live. Okay, we've lost that caller. Remember the number that we're using for those of you that are watching us. It's 077 07928322122, and the text line is 0978772801. We have somebody on the line. You're live on MP's Diary. Our guest is Kanyama Member of Parliament. Your name and tell us where you're calling us from. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Make sure that you turn down the volume on your television or radio set if you want to get in touch with us. That's the only way we'll be able to interact. Our guest for today's MP's Diary is Mr. Monty Chinkuli, who is Kanyama Member of Parliament. 07728322122 or 078772801. Better still, you can also make use of our facility on our Facebook page. Like the page and let us know where you are watching us from. So we'll be getting your calls and we'll be reading some of the text messages that you are sending.
Maybe.
Okay, let's just hold your thought there. We have somebody on the line. You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and where you're calling us from? Hello, caller. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
My name is Webista.
Mr. Mwikisa.
Good morning.
Your name again?
Yes. My name is Webista. Yes.
Modista. Webista, where are you calling us from?
Webista.
Tell us where you're calling us from.
I'm calling from Kanyama.
From Kanyama. Webista, what's your contribution? Your area member of parliament is with us here.
From Kanyama.
Go ahead with your question or contribution.
We are complaining about the road from to Banda Masauko road is very bad road.
Okay, Webster, thank you so much. The area member of parliament has noted. Honorable, allow me to get a set of three. You respond together with what you wanted to add from the previous clip that we aired. It's 077, that's 07728322122 is the number that we're using. The text line is 0978772801. Let's try if we have somebody on the line. You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and tell us where you're calling us from. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello. Good morning.
Kindly do us a favor by reducing the volume on your set. That's the only way we'll be able to interact. If your volume is too loud, we'll be unable to communicate, and that will disadvantage you because we want you to interact with your lawmaker and your constituency. You're live. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Clive from Kanyama.
From Kanyama. Your name and your contribution.
Okay. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, body, my boss.
Okay. Honorable, we just have two queries. Number one, you are not seen. Among all the MPs that we've had in our constituency, you are the only MP that is not. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We're listening.
Okay. So I'm saying you are one of the MPs that we are not seeing on the constituency because all these past MPs that we've had have been seen in the constituency, but you are never on site, not even to visit the constituency. And then the second one, the same drainage you talked about. From last year when the other government left, we've not seen anything happen. You as an MP, you're not an opposition MP, you are a UPND MP. Able to have access to the vice president, to the minister of local government, yet you are not able to give us any feedback, and you're telling us that you gave the question to the house, which is not supposed to be right. So what should we do to give you a conviction, or for us to be convinced that you are indeed working as you are saying? Because number one, you are not working, and number two, you are not seen on the ground. You don't come. You are not even able to visit the constituents and the wards and see what is happening at the ground.
Which ward are you calling us from?
Thank you.
Which ward are you calling us from?
From John Lane, near Total Filling Station.
John Lane, yeah. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Let's accommodate another caller. Like we said, we'll get a set of three. Then the area member of parliament will be able to respond to those concerns that you, the people of Kanyama, are raising. This is your platform, and make use of it. You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and where you're calling us from? Kindly tell us your name and your location. Hello, caller. Okay, we've dropped that call. We do have some text messages, Honorable. Maybe you can allow me to read. And this one reads, I'm here in Kanyama. The road behind the lodge is so bad. We don't know the name of this lodge. Maybe you may have an idea of this road. My question is that to our MP. Okay, let's accommodate the caller. You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Florida.
Mufulira. What's your question regarding Kanyama? And tell us your name, please.
You are speaking to Mutinta.
Mr. Mushinka, your contribution.
Yes.
Or Mutinta.
I just want to find out from Mr. Monty Nkoli. I want to find out to. Hello?
We are listening. Proceed with your contribution. The problem is your volume on your set is too high, so we
the volume is I've already done. Oh, it's off.
Okay, now it's off. You may proceed.
Yes. Now I'm talking about Kanyama is one of the most feared places in Lusaka. I'm sure you know that. I'm one person who was attacked in Kanyama there. People just move up and down. Especially these boys, young boys, they can grab a purse or a briefcase from you, you just remain bankrupt. And people start laughing at you. They even say, Numuru Sakamono. What are you doing to curb this vice? That's my question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mutinta. I appreciate for your contribution. You wanted to add something regarding the previous clip that we aired. Then we may also proceed and respond to the three concerns that the people have raised.
Okay. Thank you so much. I value people's concerns. You agree with me that those are my leaders, and whatever they say, I think for me, I don't take it, to heart. It's something that, leading a community is you need to get, divergent views, and by so doing, you'll be able to be mentored in the right direction. You may be thinking you are doing the right thing when people are not even, interested in that. Like I've told people, I would want to give you a meal, but the question is, who tells me that it's meal that you need? So to come to the issue of not seen, it's a big challenge actually. People are called. Even now, I was just reading some WhatsApp message. People would mobilize themselves. Can you come? The Air Member of Parliament is coming. You reach there, just a handful of people. But thereafter, they will start calling. No, where is he? No, he's here. Can you come? No, me, I'm busy. So they try by all means not to interact. I've told people that I don't want to run the conference on phone. Let us sit down and chat. And by so doing, you'll be able to look at me whether I'm telling a lie or the truth. You'll be able to deduce from just my expression. So people would love you to handle them on phone. The John Leng is talking about, just last Sunday, I was gracing some occasion just near Banda. If the Koran knows the place, I was there together.
What occasion was that, Honorable?
The building promotion. I've got a series of them. That's why in most cases I'll tell people Saturday, Sunday, I'm in the constraints, because after gracing an occasion, then I will excuse myself, try and visit one or two people.
Somebody raised the issue of the road, which is bad.
The issues of the roads, as at now, utilizing the CDF, we have identified certain roads that needs to be worked on. Just rehabilitate them to a passable, road. Roads are definitely horrible in Kanyama. Very, very horrible.
Then the issue of security.
Yes.
Chivolia.
Yes.
The infamous Chivolia.
Yes. I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Yeah, the issue of security, I think we have addressed it with the police. I've met the police, I think, on 2 or 3 occasions, where I've told them and I've asked them to exhibit professionalism that goes with that institution. And I've made mention to them that us as politicians, we don't want to come and start supervising you. No. You see, actually, for me, that's ultra vires.
But we couldn't even
Yes.
take our cameras because we are warned.
Mhm.
We cannot display cameras in that constituency. Either they break or they beat you up. It has happened before to our colleagues in this industry. So why should it be like this for quite some time now? We do have the security. You keep on boasting that the police is independent now, but they cannot even themselves go to Chiboli.
That is
And that's your constituency,
That is
a lawmaker.
That is my next question to them. Why shouldn't? Because personally, I enter Chibolia. I go there. We can even go, the two of us. We go there.
Maybe they expect something.
Yes.
From you.
So
but for us, when we go there, it's a different scenario. I'm sure you've seen these reports. You've received.
no, I have. I don't dispute. So I'm saying I need people's help. Let's try and engage the police. Why are you failing to enter?
Who engages the police? You or us, the people?
Well, both camps. Both camps. Because if you leave everything to the MP, he's just one person. And by people engaging the police, report certain matters to the police.
So what is the lasting solution? Because people have...
the lasting solution...
since independence. It's known as a no-go area.
That's what I meant when I spoke about there's still nothing that has been done there. You're talking about since independence, things have been like that. The question is why? Why is it so? When we have got an institution that is mandated to look at it, to enforce the law, to provide peace, to the community.
So how long should we give you to make sure that, because people have tried.
we personally, I think I'll address this and I'll have to go back to them. And there are people that we talk. They can't shun away my cause. We'll sit down again, and because I've asked them, if you've got any challenge, can you let me know?
So they're not giving you challenges, are they?
Well, among them is the issue of transport,
okay,
of which we have proposed that out of the CDF.
Do we have a police post in Chiboli?
Yes, it's there. So it's something that I try and start to wonder, why is it so? I can go in there. I can go in there anytime. We're talking about anytime, 0102. I can enter in Chiboya, right? And maybe only the two of us.
Now imagine if you are not the area member of parliament. Let's remove the title that you have.
Yes.
As Honorable Monty Chinguli entering Chiboya.
Yes.
Now we just say Monty entering Chiboya, who's just an ordinary citizen. Would you survive?
I would not. I would not, because one.
Let's accommodate some callers and interact with the local people, Honorable. That's the clarity I wanted to know. Let's see if we have somebody on the line. You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and tell us where you're calling us from. Okay, drop that caller. There is a Marvel, a very nice building that we have in your constituency.
Hello.
All right. Thank you so much for calling us on MP's Diary. We'll get to that thought, Honorable. Let's accommodate the caller. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling us from?
Oh, this is Givers calling from Kanyama.
Givens.
Givers Tasombwa is calling from Kanyama.
Go ahead with your question or contribution. Just be brief because we're running out of time. We've got quite a number of clips that we need to hear.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Posen.
Good morning, sir. The Honorable is here. Speak to the Honorable.
Yeah, you are talking to Givers. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, my boss. How are you?
Yes, I just sort of contributing also because I also stay in Kanyama. My name is Givers Tasombwa. I just want to say the Honorable is trying by all means because I've seen time and again in Kanyama visiting constituents that they are attending to some of the issues that people are facing. But what I've observed is that Kanyama is just too big a constituency. It's too big, otherwise it needs elimination if possible. And for the MP himself, trying by all means, it's trying means it's just that it's too big. The population, they're too big to be represented by one person. So maybe in the future there is a need for them to consider the elimination. I'm sure it will help.
Thank you
so far the population is just too big. That's my observation.
Thank
Otherwise,
you.
for the MP himself, I see him time and again visiting areas, even the areas that were never used to visit at first, but this time around we see him going there, attending some of the issues.
We appreciate for your contribution. As you can see from the Honorable Member there, is chuffed here. And let's talk about the Kanyama General Hospital, before we get this call, I know get that call and you'll be able to respond. It was upgraded not too long ago, and according to what we found on the ground, Kanyama records about 30. All right, I thought okay. Let's see if we can have this person live.
Hello?
You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and where calling us from?
Good morning, moderator.
Good morning. Your name and where calling us from?
I'm calling from Kanyama. My name is Mr. Chikuni.
Mr. Chikuni, which ward are you calling us from?
Ward 13.
Ward 13. All right.
Yeah, he's my MP, Honorable Chinkuri.
Please go ahead with your brief question or contribution.
I'm very disappointed. You know, Mr. Chinkuri is putting all his efforts to develop Kanyama. And the people who see what he's doing are just quiet. They can't even defend him. Somebody talked about Banda Masauko Road. Right now, it's being worked on. He can't be to every door to visit. He's a busy person. That's why he has an office. They can't even go and visit him there to see what is happening. It is us to blame ourselves. We don't visit the office. The man is doing his best. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. Yeah, I hope we'll be able to respond to those compliments that you're receiving. I was talking about Kanyama General Hospital. Not too long ago, it was upgraded from a clinic to a general hospital. And according to the information we gathered, the institution records about 30 deaths every day. Young babies are born. And the hospital has no incinerator. And the site we saw was very disturbing because the hospital is finding it very difficult. It's there, the incinerator, but it's quite small. It cannot perform according to the demand of the hospital. What plans do you have to make sure that it's got a modern, an adequate incinerator, and also the toilets in that facility, more especially outside toilets, are not well done?
Thank you so much. You know, if you look at the CDF is for the people, regardless of wherever they're coming from. So I think I had a chat with the management to state to them that come up with the proposals. You also affected, you're in the constraints. And the one and only proposal they made was that of an incinerator. And for me, that is a done deal. We budgeted for it and it was approved. So it's just a matter of waiting for the council to do their part. Then you'll be able to buy that incinerator.
How long will it take for the council to finish the
Well, I think from here, I want to go because they are sitting today. So I want from here, I go and check. I just want to see how best we can acquire these issues that we have proposed. We're looking at this anytime soon. Schools will be opened, and personally, I don't want to see any child sitting on the ground. So the incinerator, the fume there that comes from there, and my office just behind. So it's something that you can't, feel comfortable if you're in the office. So I would want to shut that. The issue of incinerator is a done deal. We have.
But why has it taken so long? Because even health workers, those were the huge complaints that we got. It has taken too long to have those facilities provided.
I would blame them. I would blame them.
You blame who?
The healthy, the institution itself. Because what happened was, after I spoke to them, I think it was just a week or so, then we sat, and thereafter it was approved. So I don't know why they should talk about it has taken too long. Maybe from the previous regime, because one, you agree with me that we just had this CDF early this year, of which we somehow delayed into, as a committee, delayed into actualizing some of these issues. But when it came to my attention and the attention of WDC, we made sure that that was P1, it was priority number one.
Okay. Would you want to comment to the cause, a few calls that we got? I'm sure most of them were compliments.
Thank you so much. Like I was saying, people will be called, can you come? Let us meet, let us interact. but people would shun away because of for whatever reasons that they may have. Otherwise, without patting myself on the shoulder, I think I'm one of those, MPs that would want to be with the constituents at any given time. I want, and that is what motivated me to be in Parliament. I want to interact with the people.
When you go back to the office and
yes.
you go through these books that are provided for by the National Assembly of Zambia, where people register, what kind of issues do come out from the local people? What are the general issues that the people of Kanyama would want you to do?
Thank you so much. Sorry to mention this. People come to my office for personal issues. Each time I'm in my office, I think one of these fine days, just do an investigation, just make a mistake, just stray into my office on a weekend. People queue up. People, they come with personal issues.
All right,
yes.
Let's get to run another clip that we got from Kanyama constituency, and these people spoke about other challenges that they face in Mr. Chinkuli's constituency. And let's take a listen and see this.
MPs vatu dandaroni ngapaseko palipo vene vachita bonse kulipo vene vachita kwambira chekuli vajeitsanda va Elizabeth na vana valipo pachinkuli vangala chabe mu office mukaendako mwaendako kapena ma youth bali 10 vaza kupromisana chabe awo edzachita so olo mkomboni mu marodi alimo ni amene itama gyochoka kapena pa toto pokwenda fika pa spirio paja nawe naonongeka kwanza dilungize ngoni chelo ko marodi chabe rodi vakangiwa mamarket vandofaka vena onako che kapena nikufaka che prepaid mu market ndive tinaonako che bonze kulibena che vachita kulibesa ntingakamba tichi ise vayuthi vakuno kwakanyama chizatikondweresako ati ichi vatikondweresako kulibe ati zatifakirako chero ko marodi manzi yachiramo ikaloka chemvura in 2 days mzapeta ati manzi nshazula kapena ati wa CDF kapena nayo kapena ndio ngatandizeko kaya
nabadula na muno makanyama so muno chituko chamitaonako chabe ni marodi amene vambopanga ako na ndrama amene ya CDF anatipasa kwa zimai ndrama ing'ono otoyenze ing'ono bati yeserera kupushinga ku meeting akwanisira bazimai chifo pamene tenzofuna kuti tisunge nkhuku manje zinakanga chifo cha ndrama jena chepako so tipempha ko government tiyangana pali bana bang'ono bamene bali muno mkombo muno makanyama muni bana maningi that's why ivu tamani kanyama daily ni kanyama tifuna kuti ba MP batu banganepo maningi pa bana bamene sibapunzira bamene banankhala monga ni majanki ngachikwanisika aba bana bafunika kusakirira maskulu yakuti bana abaende bakali bang'ono si bana bakulu maningi bakabofika size yatu yamene yakuti senda sinapunzira na bebe sibangapunzira tu chama chilenga muno makanyama kuti bana bankale majanki kambiri ndiye mu komboni amene ilenga igulisa mbanje igulisa vili fonse amene vipezeka muno makanyama so tingapempheko boma since ba president HH banaika komba free education kuti baja bana bakabatenga baende basakireko bantu bachita ko identify baja bana benango bakali bang'ono kukamba nawo munjira ya mushe monga mamene bachitirako tu maskulu twina kutomwe tunaonako kuchisamba kuti babatengako baenda kuti ku maskulu ali free tifuna futi ba MP batu ba Monti Chinkuli bakonzeko aja marodi aja amene aende pa ma clinics chifuka maambulance sangena kuja so marodi amene banayamba kukonza chitikana marodi amene banambo greater ni marodi ya bwino but main point marodi amene achoka pa clinics chifuka pa clinics palibe maambulance sangena tizikwerera kutali olo muntu mimba yauka ni kutali so benango bakangono kupapira pamapapira mu manyumba chifuka kuti road ni yoipa mataxis olo mabooking amayango anabwerako bakana tisingangene kwakanyama kuli manzi manyingi futi chinango chamatenga pempeko tipempako kuti tilina bantu bolemala amene sibakwanisa kuchita chinthu chilichonse but insinso kuli ma free education anabwerako kuli matailoring machani baja bantu bachite involve kuti na veve bapezeka aja maskulu bapunzireko noti chabe maskulu zaya bakazitenga chabe bantu isebo bali na manja bali na chani nampofu na zeve na zeve zikwanisa kusebenzako ntchito zinango.
Those are the voices and visuals coming from Kanyama constituency, highlighting some of the challenges and some of the successes that the area has recorded. And the area member of parliament, Mr. Montichin, will be able to respond, add or subtract to what we've heard and seen on the screen there. Let's accommodate a set of 3 calls. Then the member of parliament will be able to respond to those concerns. You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and tell us where you're calling us from.
Thank you very much, my brother. Good morning, and good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, thank you.
Thank you very
Go
much.
ahead with
talking
your...
to the golden voice of Lusaka.
The golden voice of Lusaka. Just be brief with your contribution.
Thank you very much. I want to stand with the Honorable there, Mr. Chinkuri. Here in Kanyama, yes, people have complained of junks and maybe the police are not working, but the thing is that there are no transport. Right now, as I'm talking at Kanyama Police Station, I'm one of the neighborhoods. Our vehicle, the cruiser, is down on the stones. So it's very, very difficult for the police to keep this vice of these, junks. Also in Chibolia, as you can see, there are no transport. So we are appealing to our Member of Parliament, Mr. Chinkuri, to face the government, really. Since you are there, you can talk to the president, so at least we can have, transport. The only transport is these cruisers you are seeing now. It was bought during time of Rupia Banda. And now they are buggered, they are no longer working properly. So please, we're asking for that sort. These junks we can stop this junkerism in Kanyama constituency. I think that's what I can say for now. But I'm asking for Mr. Chinkuri. I have his line. If he can give me chance to come to go to his office and see him, I'll be very much grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Let's get 2 more calls, and the area member of parliament will be able to respond to those concerns, coupling up with the clip that we aired earlier on. You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and where you're calling us from? Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Hello,
Hello, your name again?
My name is Nasir from Kanyama.
All right, go ahead with your contribution, sir. Reduce the volume on your television or radio set. We're getting terrible feedback there.
Thank you very much. Sorry?
All right, we'll drop that call because you're not following instructions. We don't have enough time and the leisure of time to keep on reminding each other. We need to accommodate as many calls as possible. So do us a favor by reducing the volume on your set. That's the only way we'll be able to communicate. You're live on MP's Diary. Your name and tell us where you're calling us from.
Hello?
Hello. Kindly reduce the volume on your set.
I will reduce the volume.
Your name, sir?
My name is Felix Piri, calling from Tawama.
Mr. Piri.
I'm calling from Tawama.
From Chawama. What's your concern regarding Kanyama?
I've seen we have got some complaints of drainages and the junkies. Now I just want to put forward to the Honorable Minister that the CDF, I've seen that maybe the CDF funds are only given to those who are forming cooperatives, of which most of the people, of the residents are not benefiting. If they can use the CDF funds and maintain the drainages and so on, then all the citizens, members will benefit from that CDF fund.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. That's your neighbor there from Chawama constituents there, sharing the challenges that they face from the other side. Let's see if we have another caller before we wind up today's presentation of MP's Diary.